That's perfect.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Ming Chen. Welcome back to the Garden State Film Festival 2025, the 23rd year of this amazing festival. We are live here at the beautiful Berkeley Oceanfront Hotel. But this film festival taking all over Asbury Park this weekend. Go to gsff.org for tickets info, or just stop down at the Berkeley Hotel and grab your tickets. I'm here streaming with all the amazing filmmakers this week. So if you're coming down, you get a little preview of what's to come. Or maybe you're a filmmaker, you have a film submitted, get down here and podcast with us.
Come hang out and party.
We are coming out and party. We are here to promote you. We're here to talk about you. But right now, we're here to talk about you guys. Please introduce yourselves. I'm going to start over here.
My name's Tim Preston. I am the writer and director of Enter Combat.
Awesome. Go over here.
I'm Nathan Pfingst, cinematographer for Enter Combat.
Amazing. Who are you? I've never seen you before.
I have no idea who you are.
Yes.
I'm Christian Cortez, and I was one of the producers on Enter
Our
Combat.
savior, our king, our helper.
And our sound person.
That's amazing. So,
Very crucial.
Enter Combat. Actually, I believe I have the poster up right here. Right there.
Oh, yeah.
This is something very near and dear to my heart, something that I can definitely relate to. The poster kind of says it all. We were talking about the world of role-playing games, correct?
Yeah.
Please tell us about Enter Combat.
Yeah, so the film is really a love letter to D&D. It's a love letter to like just gaming in general around the tabletop with friends and being creative. The idea came about mainly from when I was doing my commutes back and forth to work and trying to think of something that we could all create together that was kind of close to home. And for us, that was D&D. We're all major fantasy nerds. We all own swords and
Also,
dice
literally,
and
to be fair, we also shot it in our old neighborhood.
yeah.
So we kept
Very
it
so
real
close to home that it was a walking distance.
From his house and my old house.
Right, he stayed in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Like this. Yeah, this maybe stuff you even pre-visualized years and this film's years in the making, my friends.
So much so that it fully encapsulates the term homegrown because we shot in one of our crew members' houses.
Okay.
And then in the forest just outside of my house. So it was very close to home for all of us.
I'm having flashbacks of the church bells.
Oh, the church.
That's amazing. Was there one particular event that inspired this? Was there a spark to like, oh man, I'm gonna write that film that I've been that's kind of been rolling around in my head.
So a lot of it came from getting into D&D.
Yeah.
I'm fairly new, only a few years.
How did you get into D&D? Let's start with that.
So a friend of ours who was also on the project as a producer, and he was also our editor and kind of prop master too. He helped out in a lot of hats. Ken Dwyer. Yeah. He introduced me to the world of D&D because he got into it first. Okay. And kind of had like a group that was playing on Wednesday nights.
And dragged us all into
it pretty much. It was like hey, you're not working right now, right? Why don't you come on over and we'll play a game? Yeah. And I was like, sure. And then it was like instant love, instant hook. I was in kind of thing. And so that kind of influenced a lot of the writing for it. And then also it was kind of this a discussion on the idea of like that bouncing between being a player playing the game and fully encapsulating kind of the role play aspect of being your character, right? What that means, what you kind of separate from being who you are above the table, being like, how do I roll the dice? Right. How do I do math? I don't know how to count. But then like going from that to being like this swashbuckling rogue fighting off pirates in the middle of the sea, like
it beats real life.
It does. It's right? Easily better.
I gotta say though, like getting roped into it was such a fun discovery.
How did you get? Getting roped into D&D.
Yeah, getting roped into D&D because for years I just thought,
how you guys are in your 20s?
Yeah,
I mean, I know that. Yeah.
Yeah,
so I started when I was 12. And that was a very long time ago. Mm-hmm. Now, granted, back then there was no internet. We didn't have streaming video. Yeah, like we had no. This was this or nothing basically. Mm-hmm. We had some 8-bit video games, but we'd beaten all those games. So like, what do we do now? We were 12 years old. It was a little too old for action figures per se, but. So yeah, I remember I was looking for something new, and that's when I fell into D&D. But I was 12. Mm-hmm. I kind of sometimes I wonder what would happen if I fell into it later in life. If I would have enjoyed it more.
Yeah.
I probably would have a bigger budget for dice and things like that.
Definitely would have more dice in your possession.
Yeah.
Much of my paychecks have gone to dice and minis and all that sort of stuff.
I'll never forget going over to one of your hangs when you guys were playing D&D, and I was like, "Don't you have enough dice?" And you all looked at me with daggers.
No.
Like, how dare you?
Yeah. So once you was like, "Oh, I'm going to do." How long did it take you to write?
When I it's a bit of a thing. When I'm in my writing process,
Sure.
Particularly for short films, I can get a first draft done fairly quickly.
Okay.
This was, I think, a total of between 6 and 7 pages. So I got it done in like 2 hours roughly.
Oh wow, okay.
No,
quick.
That wasn't the final.
Sure, but
I
roughly,
revisited it with my anxiousness and
Yeah.
rewrote and edited and did everything that I could do.
Yeah.
But the
to
core
really
of it was the
perfect
same. Like, a lot of it, like, the characters did translate over. If anything, it
Yeah.
was just, like, dialogue tweaks.
And what's interesting was that the script itself, and this is kind of just the way that I carry myself as a director too on set, is I'm never married fully to what is on the page.
Okay.
I try my best to stay close, but like there are things in the film that were slight ad libs from the cast.
Oh, sure.
Slight adjustments here and there on the day that we were like, this line's not really playing right.
Yeah.
We should tweak this a bit. But overall, it honestly kind of came together just out of a bunch of nerds coming together and having a love for it and hooking onto a project just purely on the concept. And it was really gratifying as the one who wrote it to be like, wow, like people actually like this. It's not just me. This is so exciting.
Yeah, but that's where the magic happens, like true magic, not rolling dice magic. This is true magic.
Yeah.
All right. So how did you get roped into this?
So I originally met Christian, and then from there I met Tim. And I think he sent me the script one day. I kind of heard about it.
Yeah.
And I really liked it. I thought it was really funny. I thought it was, the characters were fun. They bounced off each other, and I kind of just immediately fell for it. And then when I got to talk to Tim about it, that whole side of him where he was saying, like, I don't really have to stick to things, became really fun, because then we got to really play with things, and we got to plan things out and do things a little bit differently and have some fun with what we were doing. And that, when a director is willing to have some fun with their ideas, it's the goal,
And I'll say this guy brought so many cool ideas just in terms of a cinematography standpoint. Like, I was just kind of like, hey, I want it to be fantasy. Can you help me make it like whimsical and float on the
broad
air?
term, my friend.
And he's like, well, yeah, but what shot do you want?
What are we doing? Yeah.
He's like, "How do we do this? All right, here's A, B, and C."
It was so great. We had what was it, like a 3-hour shot listing call one day, and we were just sitting there talking through like frame by frame everything that was going down
Yeah.
in it. It was so cool, and Nate was so great to just kind of like work with me on that.
That's awesome. What'd you shoot this on? What'd you use?
Classic Black Magic,
Okay.
That's the the indie filmmaker way.
Right. 4K, 6K. Which one did the 4K?
We use Rokinon lenses. Very simple. There wasn't a big budget for this. I fought Tim to get a Dana Dolly on this, so
We did.
And he did.
I
He
made
got
it
me.
happen.
And it worked though. We worked
Yeah.
that thing.
Yeah.
But
It was key.
course.
what I loved about the end product though is literally like the great distinction between like the reality of them playing the game,
Right.
but then once we hop right into the fantasy, Nate's cinematography takes over in full force,
Yeah.
and it's wonderful to see.
And it was one of the fun things we did with Tim was we decided to do it opposite. So we shot the real world very soft and comfortable and warm, and then we had in the fantasy we had dark shadows, and it was heavier and more intense, because when you're playing, in our theory was when you're playing a game, you get so into it, that's the intense part. The table with the snacks is the comfy fantasy part.
Yeah. Yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah.
StreamYard thing.
Oh, yeah, that's cool. What do you have anything any major influences? Like I'm thinking, like the movie Crawl, or
So
was there anything you used as reference, maybe?
Yeah. So in terms of just like the visual style itself, I looked a lot at. I took a lot of experience just in terms of the dynamics of the characters from like Critical Role.
Okay,
and, like,
okay,
Vox
yeah,
Machina
yeah, which
and
is
that whole thing.
All right, Critical Role's pretty
in terms
huge right
of the
now.
party dynamic and how they kind of interacted with each other.
Yeah.
In terms of cinematography, I was very open to a lot of suggestions in terms of like tonal qualities.
Okay.
It was less that I had specific comps and more I knew the feeling in like kind of like the colors that I wanted to see in the different scapes.
Yeah.
And so it was a lot of conversation about kind of like matching certain frame types or
Right.
matching like the color scheming of like say this shot from this one thing. One thing I did use as a reference point. There's an ending scene to the film where two characters have finally had enough and they decide to face off.
Right.
And I specifically said that I needed it to be like a Mortal Kombat intro sequence.
Okay.
Like I needed them each to have
your
their
might.
They each needed to have their character tag. Then we pop to a 2-shot wide and have them converge on each other.
Yeah.
And I needed it to be 1, 2, 3, exactly like that. And Nate was like, I mean, yeah, we can figure that out.
I got this.
Yeah.
I got this. What was it like producing this?
It's
what was
awesome.
What was the biggest challenge? Besides budget. Budget's the always the biggest
always
challenge.
Biggest challenge, honestly, like Enter Combat was kind of a fairly straightforward shoot. I'm only complaining about this one day
Okay,
that
do
we
tell.
had where just church bells kept ringing when we're trying to make a take, and that being the sound person makes me want to pull my hair out,
Right.
and they would witness it.
What made it even worse was that it was our last shot of our last
man.
day.
The martini,
It was
yep.
the martini, and we did, I think, 7 takes of it because the bells would ring right as we'd call action.
Aren't they only supposed to go like at the top of every hour?
You would think.
Why were they ringing?
You would think.
I guess somebody must have died or something.
They
what's
thought,
re-
they thought we were requesting it for the scene, I guess.
What was really funny too was that I ended up calling the church to be like, "Hey, this is gonna sound so strange, but we're in the area shooting a short film. Can you let me know like when these bells are gonna go off?"
What'd they say?
They hung up on me.
See, you totally took the wrong approach. You're like, listen, I'm trying to do an exorcism here, and we need it quiet. I don't know. You had to get some kind of
God.
religious
The bells
spin
are
on it or
distracting
something,
our
man.
priest.
Maybe
Sorry.
I should have said an exorcism.
Right.
Maybe they would have been all right. Fine.
Or I don't know. I'm trying to cleanse my spirit. I don't know. I'm trying to find the word of God. I don't know.
Sleeping it off in this forest
I'm
is
trying
getting
to
really
find the
hard
word
with
of
all these
God.
bells.
Yeah. And what was the shooting schedule? How long did this take to shoot?
2 days.
2 days?
Yeah, we did 2 days, one location
Holy
per
cow.
day.
Yeah.
So it was a lot of once we were on the ground running, it was a lot of stress to
Yeah,
make
and
sure
what's the
we got
runtime?
everything. I think we clocked in at about 6 minutes 40 seconds.
Oh man, okay, that's cool.
6:40, I think.
Yeah. How much footage did you guys shoot? I mean, did you?
we
I
did
mean,
a good bit.
amount. Yeah, we
okay,
tried to keep it
more
pretty
than
tight.
more
but-
than 6 minutes and 40 seconds.
Yeah, definitely.
Wasn't like the rough cut almost 10?
Our rough was almost 10. We brought it in a lot, and that was just through a series of
Yeah.
like choosing what was needed, what was not, where we could shorten up cuts and things.
That's awesome. Since this is a fantasy short, was there are there effects?
There are.
Okay.
Yeah. Our editor is also a very talented VFX artist,
Okay.
Ken Dwyer. So he was able to kind of make sure that we had a lot of the digital side of things covered.
Okay.
And then just from my own personal filmmaking perspective, I am very, very adamant about practical effects
Sure.
when possible.
Yeah.
There's a sequence where a character in the film does a healing spell. 100% practical.
Wow. Okay.
We don't
looks
use any
awesome.
digital effects. It's pure lighting work. And
It was
framing.
dope, but on the day, that's the magic of VFX is that sometimes it's the silliest looking thing, but
Sure.
it works. What was it? Was it Curdy?
It was
blowing
two.
smoke up through the
Yeah,
hands?
we had 2 little smokers that we had underneath the frame of the camera.
Okay.
With one LED light panel just kind of facing up at where the actors
Yeah.
were, and you've got our 2 friends underneath being like
Like literally blowing on it.
trying to blow
man.
it up to make it look like a little bit of a vapor.
But it
effect.
works.
It looks
And
so
that's-
good.
It looked great.
Whatever worked. I mean, come on. Star Wars was made with like tennis shoes and like ping pong balls, and
I think some of the best magic effects that you can do on set are just like practical, like rigging something up and being like, okay, well, if we do this quickly enough, it'll look real. It's my favorite part of filmmaking, honestly, because as a kid, I loved magic. I loved magic tricks, magic shows, all that stuff. So I find doing visual effects as in a practical sense on set to be the most close thing to magic that I do in like.
Oh
my
yeah, for
filmmaking
sure.
career.
Yeah, and now movie magic. Now you're creating movie magic. That's awesome. Is this your first entry in the Garden State Film Festival?
It's not actually.
Okay.
When we were in high school, Christian and I and our collaborator Ken had a student film that was in the student category in Garden State called The Devil's Tree.
Yeah.
I think it was 2016, 2015 that it
Was
did its
it?
run here. I
10 years ago, yeah.
Something a while back. So this is kind of a full circle experience for me.
That's amazing, man.
It's really, really cool.
Welcome back, my friend.
Yeah, I know.
Welcome back.
It's exciting. I'm like 20 minutes down the road, but this place is like home for me.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I'm just looking this up. You guys are screening Jersey Shore Arts Center Saturday, March 20th, tomorrow, the noon to 1:45 block.
Oh, yeah.
It's great venue, which is pretty much right down the street. So that's awesome, man. Yeah, congratulations. Did I miss anything? Is there anything else you wanted to talk about this film?
You have any stories you want to share? Or?
No,
Christian, I know you have a million.
Oh, yeah.
Listen, just honestly, from the perspective of just getting to get these things off the ground, it's fun. I have very fond memories of shooting under combat.
Yeah.
And you said you shot in your old neighborhood. Where was it? Where did you guys shoot?
So we did one day in East Windsor at a friend of ours' apartment, and then we did another day in Parkside in Howell.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys shot in woods. You said.
Yeah.
I mean, are there woods left? Seems like everything's been developed. Like where?
It's amazing, right?
Where do you find woods
you watch
anymore?
the film, you'd think we're in this like overwhelmingly high density of like brush and forest growth.
Right.
It's like right next to the baseball fields.
Yeah, that's
by our
great.
house.
Okay.
It's like a small little plot that they left kind of intact, and we sort of made the most of it.
Yeah, but you frame it correctly, and it looks like an enchanted forest.
the entire
literally is dependent on the frame.
the entire day was us being like, oh crap, we can.
Oh wait,
see
I can see the
field.
dumpster.
Oh, there's a telephone wire in that frame.
Oh, there's New Jersey.
Oh, man.
There's those goddamn bells again.
I hear the kids. The kids are calling at the park.
But no, like what was even funnier to throw it back even further is like those same spaces. It's where we shot Devil's Tree.
Yeah, actually,
then,
in the exact same woods.
And then what was the sci-fi short we did?
Oh, we did it. We did a sci-fi thing in high school as well called "Forgotten: The Lost Planet."
Forgotten the
Just
Lost
that
Planet.
whole area was our shooting location for years.
That area was basically like a sandbox for our filmmaking career. It's crazy, and it's great too because it makes it very close to home, so
That's
you feel
awesome.
a connection.
Like
to
that's
it.
your own kind of like low budget troublemaker studio.
Pretty
It's
much.
Pretty much.
It's like the team.
They
of
just
trouble.
don't know it.
It was the one place that we knew if someone tried to get us in trouble, we could be like, "But I live right there."
Yeah. I'm from
like
the
2
neighborhood.
minutes.
I'm a local. I was like, oh, okay.
I'm a
you're-
local. I'm a resident. Don't hurt me.
All right, finish up and get out. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
That's awesome. You guys working on anything now?
We're developing a few different things.
Okay.
Yeah. I know I'm in the process of writing another short as well as attempting to write a feature.
Oh, wow, okay.
I actually, and I just finished a pilot for a series idea that I'm really passionate about.
That's awesome.
That I'll show you. We'll talk about.
That's fantastic.
You got to remember, I'm so proud of Tim because I've known Tim since I was literally a child.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
I think I was 6
and our
when I first
mutual
met
love
Christian.
of like making movies, and
Yeah.
it was watching him direct and be in this element has been a joy because we'd been talking about it for so long.
Yeah.
We still
still
owe a Ghostbusters fan film.
Oh
That's-
my
Yes.
god!
that is something I was
Still
told
working.
about
Nope.
at
Still
10
working.
years old,
Still
and
working.
I
Listen,
fully expect it to happen.
Just gotta raise some money. The script is there, the idea is there, the passion is there.
We'll get Paul Rudd on the phone, and we'll get him back
we
in
got-
front of the frame.
Paul, where you at, man?
Hey man,
Come on, man.
he's technically a Jersey boy, man. He's born
Right,
in
right.
Passaic. He owes the state.
He owes
I
us
feel.
something. Owes
I
us.
feel. Well, if I run into another Comic-Con, which hasn't happened in a while, but it did happen once.
It happened once.
It did happen once, so it could happen again. Well, congratulations! I'm going to throw up the poster again.
Thank you.
Just brilliant. So this is, I mean, look, you're only there. This is East Windsor right here, but or is it? No.
Who knows? Who knows
No.
where this is?
This is Enter Combat, everybody. Screening at the Jersey Shore Arts Center tomorrow, noon to 1:45. Congratulations, my friends.
Thank you so much.
I love seeing you here, like on the other side, man.
I know it's fun,
yeah,
right?
it's fun. Yeah, usually you're pressing
Usually
button.
I'm stuck back there.
Yeah, now you have a filmmaker, a pass that says filmmaker on it. It's
Exactly.
pretty awesome.
We're gonna be touring
I know
around.
you'll be back. I know you guys will be back. It's great meeting you. I know, you'll be back. But but welcome back. More importantly,
Thank you.
So thank you guys. The film festival hasn't even really started yet, so you have time to get down here, grab a pass, watch one film, watch them all. Come hang out with all of us. We'll be at all the events. We'll be at the screenings, and we'll be here at the studio. If you want to just stop by the podcast lounge and hang out, rate our snacks. We're right next to the bar. The bar is open right now. Really? Yeah, so if you want to bring, you guys want to come in and bring drinks and hang out.
Wow.
you totally can.
bar.
Yeah. Well, it's not open.
That's-
It's not an open bar. The bar is open.
Okay,
It's
okay.
not. You're switching. You're
It's
switching.
very different dynamic.
Yeah. Like I listen. I'm not on TV anymore. I ain't paying for no open bar anymore. So I got my show got canceled, but I'm trying to get back, and maybe I'll meet someone here that'll get me back on TV or movies. I don't know. I don't know. But
do it.
Garden State Film Festival, come on down, come network, come have some fun with us. Thank you guys for watching. We'll be streaming all day, so I will be seeing you guys very soon. Thank you guys again. I'll see you guys soon.
Thank
Take
you.
care.